It is, without a doubt, one of the most debated questions in the entire animal kingdom. It's a classic, a showdown for the ages. If a lion and a tiger actually went head-to-head, who would walk away the winner? Well, today, we're going to try and settle it. We're going to break down this epic matchup, digging into the science, the historical accounts, and the raw stats to figure out who really is the king of the beasts. All right, so first things first, let's start with the tail of the tape. Before we get into anything else, let's just look at the pure, hard data. Who has the physical edge right out of the gate? And wow, right off the bat, the tiger takes a huge lead. A Bengal tiger can pack on up to 660 pounds, which is often more than 150 pounds heavier than a big African lion. In a straight-up contest of size, the tiger is the clear heavyweight champion here. And that power advantage doesn't stop with weight. The tiger's bite force is just staggering. We're talking 1,050 pounds per square inch. To put that in perspective, that's nearly double the lion's 650 psi. That is a massive difference in knockout power. So if you're just looking at the numbers, you'd think this is an open and shut case. The tiger's bigger, heavier, and has a much stronger bite. On paper, it seems like the undisputed favorite, right? But as we all know, a fight is never won on paper. And this is where the whole debate gets really, really interesting. Because when you move past the physical stats and you start looking at psychology, at anatomy that's literally built for fighting, well, this is where the lion begins to change the whole equation. You know, this quote from a Reddit thread really nails it. We've all heard the phrase, heart of a lion. And it's not just some cool-sounding saying. It actually points to a fundamental, deep-seated difference in how these two big cats are wired for a fight. And this is the key. A male lion's entire life is combat. His main job is fighting off other males to protect his pride, and these fights are frequent and incredibly brutal. He's a seasoned brawler. Now, compare that to a solitary tiger. A tiger has to hunt alone, so a serious injury could mean starvation. It has to avoid damage. A lion, on the other hand, is psychologically primed for a fight to the death in a way a tiger just isn't. So that brings us to the lion's most iconic feature, right? The mane. It looks amazing, we all know that, but in a real life-or-death battle, does it actually do anything? Is it just for show, or is it a genuine piece of combat equipment? The answer is a resounding yes, it absolutely matters. The mane is like a triple threat. First, it's pure intimidation. It makes the lion look way bigger than it is. Second, it's a brilliant piece of tactical gear hiding the neck, which is the go-to target for a kill shot. And finally, it's literal body armor, a thick pad that can absorb and deflect paw swipes and even bites. Okay, so we've got the theory down. But let's move on from the hypothetical and look at what's happened in the real world. What happens when these two giants have actually been forced to face off? For our first piece of evidence, we've got to go back in time, all the way to 1949 at the South Perth Zoo in Australia. An encounter happened there that was tragic, for sure, but also incredibly revealing. So get this, according to the old newspaper reports, the tiger actually started the fight and was winning for a while. The lion was taking a beating, but then, true to its nature, it weathered the storm, waited for one single opening, and then locked onto the tiger's throat with a grip that it just would not release. That relentless focus won the fight. Now let's jump forward to our time. Back in 2004, a TV show called Animal Face-Off decided to tackle this very question, using modern biomechanics and CGI to simulate the fight as accurately as possible. And what's so fascinating is that their high-tech simulation came to almost the exact same conclusion as that old zoo encounter. In their model, the tiger's initial attack was deflected by the lion's mane, which gave the lion the split second it needed to counterattack and win with a bite to the neck. It's almost a perfect echo. And if you need one more piece of evidence, listen to Clyde Beatty. This was a guy who spent 40 years as an animal trainer working with both of them. And what did he see time and time again? He said the lions almost always start the fight, while the tigers actively try to get away. It just reinforces that idea that the lion is the natural-born brawler. So, where does that leave us? We've got the tiger's incredible raw power on one side, and the lion's battle-forged instincts and anatomy on the other. So how do we put it all together to come up with a final answer? This table really sums it all up perfectly. The tiger is, without a doubt, an incredible predator, bigger, stronger, more powerful. It's built for the hunt. But the lion is a specialized fighter. Its entire being, from its psychology to its mane, has been shaped by the brutal demands of constant one-on-one combat. And that kind of leads us to a really cool final thought. Maybe that title, King of the Beasts, was never really about being the biggest or the physically strongest. Maybe, just maybe, it was always about having that unbreakable will to fight, the spirit of a true warrior. And in a one-on-one clash, it seems that spirit, that heart of a lion, might just be the thing that makes all the difference.